Hi everybody, I am Aunty KC and welcome to Aunty KC Creative Kids Show. On today's show, we are going to be making a honeybee. And this is our honeybee. Now I didn't paint this one because I wanted you to see the structure of it before it's actually painted. And so this honeybee, I made it from 2 toilet paper rolls. Where are your toilet paper rolls? Yeah, and I have 2 here. And some paper that were actually already used. We don't like to throw away stuff. We like to recycle. So, because we keep the paper, we can now use it again and not use a fresh set of paper for our craft.
So that's a recycled bee.
It's a recycled bee. Recycled toilet paper roll, recycled bond paper, and the only other thing that is kind of fresh is the masking tape. And that's basically what this bee is made from. The only thing that we have to add to it is a splash of paint. Yeah? So I have with me here today my son Jesus.
Hi.
And he's going to be helping me with this beautiful craft. So I was looking at some bees yesterday, and so was Jesus. And I found the structure to be quite interesting. The bottom seemed to attach to the base of the abdomen, and the head seemed to attach to the top of the abdomen. And so that's why my bee is constructed like this. Right, so let's get started.
Yay.
All right. So the first thing you need is your roll. Now, we're going to cut the roll, as I mentioned, so that we have 3 pieces. The front was the head. Wait for instructions. The head is going to be significantly smaller than the abdomen, which is going to be significantly smaller than the bottom. Now we're cutting the bottom from the top, and then we're going to cut the head from the bottom. Yeah. So I'm going to take the scissors, and I'm not going to cut all the way down. All right.
The middle?
About here. Yeah, the middle is fine. All right. So this is going to be the bottom. So the bottom, and then I'm going to leave a little part attached, like so. And now I'm going to cut the head. So I'm going to cut from the opposite side. And I'm going to leave a little bit attached. Now the head would be smaller than the abdomen. And I'm going to leave a little bit attached, like so. So the head is attached at the top, and the bottom is attached at the bottom, just like that.
I'm still looking on it.
All right, so you're going to cut to about this point, and then you're going to turn it over, and you're going to cut to about this point here. Leave a little bit. All right, so that's going to be that part there. The next thing that I want you to work on, so I want to stick with cutting my toilet paper roll. This one is actually recycled also from a previous craft. And I'm going to make the wings, I'm going to make the legs, I'm going to make the antennae, and antennae. And this part that I use for sucking up nectar.
Hair now? Hair?
Yep, on the opposite side, exactly. Okay, so to make my legs, I'm going to cut 3 narrow strips
This is enough,
from the
right?
roll. Just a little bit more. 3 narrow strips from the roll. because a bee has 6 legs. So each strip will be 2 legs. Yeah, that's fine.
Yay.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Good. So take your other roll and cut 3 narrow strips all the way. So each strip would be 2 legs.
How do
Go
you
ahead.
do that?
This way. 3 narrow strips. All the way across.
Oh.
Yeah. Each leg, 1 strip, 2 legs. Right? Now, one of the things I noticed about bees is that they kind of walk on tippy toes. So each of my legs has a point like this, and then there's a joint, and then it's attached to the body. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to make a tip. Oops. Go pick it up. Like so. Then I'm going to do a joint. I make a joint by doing a little V. Cutting a little V. See that? I'm doing it on either side, but not letting it meet, because then we'll cut it off entirely. Like so. And so we're going to do 6 of these. So now I have my 6 legs. The next thing I'm going to do is the wings. So I'm going to just, remember this? This is what I cut the strips off to make the legs. I'm just going to cut one side so it can open up. Like so. And I'm going to make my wings from it. So the shape of my wings are like this. So it's kind of oval shape with a pointier side, one side pointed than the other. And I'm going to use this line. This line is very helpful here right now. Alright, can you see that line? The toilet roll line. I'm going to use that line to help me make my wings. So there, that's one set of one wing. And that's the other wing. And I'm gonna put it all together, but before I put it all together, I'm going to need to create a little bit of a belly on this side, actually. Alright, so there it is. Right. So before I put it all together, there are 2 parts that are missing. This part that it uses to suck the nectar, and the antennae. This is what's remaining of my toilet paper roll, but it is sufficient. So I just cut 2 strips for the antennae here. 1, 2, yeah, and I do a slightly larger piece, slightly larger strip. I'm going to fold that in half. I'm going to fold that in half. It's still connected. I just got a little excess. And I'm going to make the tip, the it's going to be pointed like that. And I'm going to do a bit of a belly on the other side. So it's, when I'm finished, it's like that. I have two. That's the deep side. I have two. Alright? And I'll just be bending it back so I can stick it to the face. Like this. Okay. So, let's start putting it together. Head, bottom, abdomen. Now what I've noticed is that the legs are more attached to the abdomen. 4 of the legs kind of are like from the back, and then 2 of the legs are kind of like towards the front. So that's how I'm going to stick it. Okay, so this is how I've stuck the legs onto the base of the abdomen.
Like a triangle?
Alrighty. Just kind of kept it together. Wouldn't have it together here, but spread apart here. So I guess if you want to look at it as a triangle. And now I'm going to stick the legs to the front. Okay, and so now I've stuck the front legs. So you have the stick side. So to the front of the abdomen, on the inside here, I stuck the 2 legs. Let me show you how that looks in there. See? I just stuck them on the inside of the front part of the abdomen. So the back 4 legs and the front 2 legs right there. The next thing I'm going to do is create this part with the water paper. And so I'm going to take my scrap paper, and I'm just going to roll it up so that I have a nice smooth side on one end. And I'm going to stuff that in right here.
Yeah, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm going to do the same thing for here, here, and here. So the rest of the bottom, the abdomen, and the head. So when you're finished stuffing the 3 sections with paper, it should look something like this. The next thing we're going to do is attach the wings, the antennae, and the part that it uses to get nectar. So I'm going to attach the wings to the back of the bee, like so, with masking tape. So once the wings have been attached, the next thing is the antenna. Now what I've noticed about bee antennae is that they are bent kind of like that. And so that's the way I'm going to stick it onto the head of the bee. Like so. So I'm going to like that. Okay? Let's do that now. Okay, so once you have your antennae stuck, the next thing I want to do is squeeze the head kind of like in the shape of a triangle. Kind of like that. Yeah? Squeeze the head in the shape of a triangle. If you need to put some tape to hold that water paper in place, this would probably be the time to do so. Alright, so you're gonna,
Sorry.
you're gonna squeeze that head into the shape of a triangle. And you see our bee is coming together. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is attach this nectar puller to the face of the bee. And the last thing we're going to do before we paint is actually put on the eyes, and I'll show you how to do that in a bit. So I'm going to tape this on to the front here. Okay, and so after bending the edge here, I taped it onto the face. The next thing I'm going to do is the eyes. And we have a lot of scraps around. And I'm just going to...
Can I have the tape, please?
Sure, here you go. I'm going to just take a piece of cardboard and ball it up in a long shape, which would be the eyes. I've noticed that bees have kind of elongated eyes.
What does that mean?
Elongated eyes.
Oh.
Yeah. Alright, and so I'm going to make 2 of these, and I'm going to stick them onto the face of the bee around this area here using some masking tape. Yeah? Going to do that now. And there we have it. Our honeybee. Yeah? Just like this one. Our honeybee. And we're going to paint it up and show you what it looks like. Okay, and so now we've painted our bees. Alright, and Jesus has a special bee. Can you tell us a little bit about that bee?
Well, it's called a male orchid bee.
And what about it?
It's a rare kind of bee. They live in orchids. Well,
do you know that it's rare, or it goes to an orchid for something?
It goes to an orchid for something.
What is that something it goes for?
Pollen. To give it a perfume to attract the female orchid bees.
Okay. So basically the orchid bee goes very near to a particular type of orchid that has a perfume. And the perfume is used to attract female bees.
Yeah, but when they go inside the orchid,
it's very sappy, it's very sticky, and they
trap him.
They fall into the sap.
And there's only one way out. And it's through like a little tunnel.
Yeah.
And that would give them, when they're coming out, that would give them enough time to like stick the pollen on their back so they could pollinate all the other flowers and orchids.
Yeah, so the orchid actually releases the pollen as it comes through the little tunnel, and it departs. Attached to it is the pollen for the orchid, and so they help in making more orchid plants. Yeah? So, while I was waiting for Jesus to paint his, I did a hibiscus, and he's going in for a landing. I hope you enjoyed this art and craft activity, and that you try and make a bee. So see you next time on Aunty KC Creative Kids Show. Bye. Bye.